Good girl. Stayed in here so patient. Hello.
How are ya?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I've got you.
Okay. I had to get everything set up, so we're running a
Oh,
little behind, but
you're
hey,
good. You're good.
it's been one of those days where like nothing bad has happened, but a bunch of little things I think have added up to the point where if one more thing happens,
Girl,
that's it.
you're preaching to a choir right now. I'll tell you. I have uh I have hit my limit
Oh,
today.
really choppy. I think we're too far away.
Oh wait.
I think it'll be better once we're in riding.
Oh yes. Okay, I see.
Yep. Oh, come on, so it's like you need to get your life together, girl. Good, good.
Don't mind me, I'm just spinning the camera around looking at the property.
I love it.
It's really pretty actually out there.
It's so nice because yeah, it's like it's close to everything, but it really
Yeah,
feels like you're just kind of in your own little world, and
that's cool.
their fields and farming and pastures and stuff go out that way. Um,
Like straight out from where the camera is.
yeah, so like past that little tree line.
Okay.
Um, they've got cattle pens and stuff over here. They've got
Wow.
another pasture that's like 3 miles away that I haven't
Oh
gotten
my God.
explored yet. Yeah, it's like it's so nice.
So this is like all just privately owned by this couple?
Yeah. They've
Yeah.
got like there's some neighbors right there. There's some
Hmm.
neighbors down that way. But yeah, it's all like pasture and farmland out here. I think several
Oh,
people
wow.
around have cattle farm and stuff. So,
Okay.
and yeah,
Very
like
cool.
outside and there's dirt everywhere. Great.
Wow. Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Um, no, all I was saying earlier was I commiserate with you because I have hit my limit. I have hit my
Uh-huh.
limit today. Um, yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm going up to the house. I will teach my lesson up there, and then I'm coming back to my house. I am taking a shower. I am putting on sweatpants. I am making dinner, and I am checking out.
And I'm done.
I'm
Yeah,
checking out. Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. Whew, it's been a goose fraba day today. It really has.
Yeah.
But alas, here we are. Um, okay, so what was I gonna say?
I do
Um,
have, I've got the walk drop pole set up for transitions and stuff,
Perfect.
so we
Okay.
are ready to roll.
Are the blue poles the trot poles and the white and blue the walk poles?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So kind of similar to last week. It's just like when you're walking this direction, it's a little hard for me to hear you. So when you come towards me, the audio gets a little bit better. Don't worry about it on your end. Just know that if you're talking like right now, I can't hear you. But now I can hear you as you're like coming towards me. Okay.
Gotcha. Cool.
Okay, so Miss Thang is getting her legs injected on Monday. Yes?
Yes.
Stifles and Hawks?
8:30 in the morning. Yep.
Oh, heck yeah.
Stifles
Okay.
and Hawks. Yeah.
Super.
So that'll
Okay.
be an early day, but I'm super pumped to get it done sooner, and get her rolling. I think it'll be, I definitely, like I've kind of said, like the last few rides have been like, she's feeling it evidently now, so it's time.
It's time. And it sounds like this veterinarian might come like with a little higher recommendation. Yes?
Yeah. And it sounds like she's very like warm and personable and good at diagnostic kind of stuff.
Okay. Great.
So that, yeah. She, the lady I was talking to, I said, oh yeah, like we're going to Lindsay Horner to get injections, and she said, oh. I was like, okay, like what, you obviously have something to say. And she was like, well, like I took my horse, and yeah, like 2 separate occasions Lindsay like injected the vein instead of in the joint. And Lindsay like was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize. And I'm like, so either she didn't know any better, which is troublesome, or she just like doesn't care, which is also not great.
Troublesome. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Definitely not ideal. We don't want to deal with that mess for sure.
Definitely.
Okay. So my thought today is we're gonna do most of the pole section and see if we can like loosen her up a little bit that way. Okay.
Cool.
Depending, like, granted, even though she's outside and she moves a little bit better in this bigger arena, I think we still be a little bit gentle with the canter work, because I really don't want to like make her super sore. Like, I don't think that's fair either to make her super sore. So let's just kind of see like how she's warming up today. If she's a little bit stiff, we'll kind of start with our pole section and see if we can't like loosen her up a little bit, and then maybe come back just at the very end and touch on a little bit of the canter work. But let's try to focus on getting her warmed up and then using the poles to kind of say like, okay, let's see if we can get you to move your back a little bit that way too. So as she's going around in the walk here, like similar to what we've said, we don't mind that her neck is nice and long, right? What we want to be really cautious of is that she's not starting to drop that pole and hang on you, especially if she's a little bit sore in the hind end. She's going to want to be a lot heavier, right? To not load the hind end. So if and when she starts to get a little bit heavy up front, that's where I really want you to think about what your leg is doing and where your leg is positioned on her body. Okay. So meaning like, we don't want your leg to be slipping back to try and influence the hind end. I almost want you to think more about getting the front end to reach further out in front of her to give her space for the hind end to come underneath. Okay. So we still are going to want, like a good active trot, but we want to see if we can get a little bit more of that activity from her reaching out through the front legs and allowing the hind end to kind of follow through in that sense. Okay.
Gotcha.
So let's warm up just with a little bit in the walk. So I want you to kind of come back and revisit. Just start with like a couple easy leg yields, since that's like a little bit easier movement for her before we move into that haunches and shoulder in work that we were doing yesterday. Okay. So you can start it on this next long side if you want, and then just think about, there you go. Yeah. Now slow the right shoulder down a teeny bit. So even though she's in the walk, I still want you to think about the leg yield being a little bit more of like a working leg yield, where you get, you get the hind end to come underneath. There you go. So left leg there really drops back and says, yep, you got to come over. Good. Now walk her straight forward out of it. So when she gets really stuck like that and the walk almost becomes not a walk, in that moment, I want you to say like, nope, go forward out of it. So leg is going to come forward, close at the girth, and get her moving forward in the walk again. Okay.
Gotcha.
Now you're going to ask for a little leg yield off of the right leg out of this next corner. So think here, just a little bit more activity to the walk. There you go. Good, good. And then kind of turn up your quarter line here, and you're going to leg yield towards the rail off of the right leg. Okay, so think a little weight into the left sits bone. Right leg is really going to drop back here. Left ring finger is squeezing. Yeah. Good. Now slow the shoulder down even a little bit more and bring that right leg back even further. Really push the haunches over. Say, come on. Haunches. Haunches. There you go. There. You feel that step that she gave you there? Good, good. And then now walk her forward out of it. So when you feel that hip really drop underneath of you, that's getting more of the hind end to come. Okay. So now you're going to ask for a couple steps more away from the right leg. So weight a little bit to the left seat bone. Half halt your outside rein. Right leg really drops back. Yeah, even if the haunches almost lead a little bit here. Yeah, that's much better there. So there, she's actually straighter in her body too, right? She's not cheating and kind of throwing the left shoulder out and letting the haunches trail in the leg yield, which is what we're trying to avoid, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're going to kind of turn right now on this side of your poles, and we're going to just kind of like use the whole arena to do the leg yield. So now you're going to push her off of the left leg back towards me. So left leg drops back, weight in the right seat bone, half halting the right rein. There you go. Yep, let the haunches come. Let the haunches come. There you go. Yeah, good, good. Good, and then just now walk forward out of it, right? So when she gets that stuck position, the haunches are crossing under a lot, but she's just barely stepping with that left hind in front of the right hind, okay? And I want her to think that she really reaches underneath. So now a couple steps off of the left leg again. Good, weight in the right sits bone. There you go. Good, good, and then pat her and forward out of it. Yep, super, good girl, good. And then you're going to make your little 10-meter half circle back up the middle of the arena here. And now you're going to go back off of the right leg just a couple steps. That's good there with your upper body. I like where the left leg is at because the left leg is kind of stopping that shoulder, right? So left knee, left thigh kind of close a little bit there. Good. Good. Little bit of suppling in that right rein. See if you can get her to bring her nose in just a teeny tiny bit. Good girl. Good. Good, good. And then forward out of it.
Good job.
And then a couple steps more off of the right leg. Sit to the outside. Yeah, that's better in the walk. Good, good, good. And then pat her and let her walk forward out of it.
Good job.
Now you're going to walk through your whole short side. And you're going to do your little working turn on the forehand, on the forehand in the next corner, okay? So think here that the fingers kind of talk to her, but the elbow is really, really soft. Try not to inhibit that swing in the walk. There you go. Good. Now a little working turn. Right leg drops back. Yeah, good, good. And then forward out of it. Good, and then you're going to do a couple steps away from your left leg towards me. Push her towards the poles. Sit to the right ring finger squeezing. Good girl, good, and then forward out of it. Good, soft elbow here. Now change your flexion to the right and push her back off of the right leg. Left half halt there. Watch that left shoulder. Good, and really think that it's coming here from your leg. Upper body isn't moving. Yes, Julia. Good, good. And then forward out of it. Super. And then a little working turn on the forehand here towards me. Right leg drops back. Yes, good. And then forward out of it. Right leg. Good. And then you're going to do a working turn on the forehand onto your diagonal line and change directions to the left. So now here, just a little half halt. Get the haunches over, over.
There.
Good job with your left leg. Really nice there. So what I love so much is that left leg was really forward, right? And it's got to say,
Yeah.
like, stop the shoulder from stepping out, okay? Now think
Gotcha.
following here in your working walk.
Sorry,
Good.
you went
Let your
free walk a little
no.
bit.
Yeah, you're fine. That's fine.
There.
Okay, so now kind of shorten her back up to your working walk. Lower back stays nice and relaxed. And then a little working turn on the forehand here off of the left leg. Yeah, good girl. Good. And then left leg forward. Let her walk. Good. And then you're going to do a little working turn on the forehand here. And out of your working turn, you're going to ask her to step into the trot. There, over, good. Soften forward and trot. Good girl. Yep, good.
Good girl.
Yep. And then now you're just going to think big, active trot. Let her stretch her neck out. Watch the pull there. So now close leg at the girth and say, no, you got to come up. You can reach the neck out. There you go. Good. And then just take like a nice tour around your arena here and think about pushing the trot out from both legs forward at the girth there. Upper body stays tall. Keeping that soft bend in your elbow. Super.
Good girl.
Good. And then down from your short end, I want you to use like the whole arena, and you're going to kind of serpentine the whole length of the arena, but without the trot tempo changing. Okay. So you're going to think like a little working turn on the forehand as you make your first serpentine loop. Slow that right shoulder, right leg is forward, left crossing underneath, left hind. Good. Good. And then looking, keep pushing her off of that left leg. Super. Good. And then now both legs forward. Good. And then little working turn on the forehand off of the right leg here. Right leg drops back, left leg forward. Good. And then now working turn back towards me. Good girl. Good. And then both legs forward here. And you're working turn off of the left leg. Good, Julia. There you go. Good. And then you're going to try and get one more loop here. Looking to the right. Now right leg drops back, left leg forward. Good.
Yeah, good girl.
Yeah, good girl. Good. And then now both legs forward here. A little activity in the trot. Super. Come down your long side. And now think about pushing the front legs out in front of her a little bit more. Good. So both legs active here at the girth. And then think even pressure. Soft in the hand. Yeah, and let her just kind of be out with her nose. Let her find that freedom there behind the saddle. Good. Good. And then keep that power kind of coming into the short end here. Good. And then a little forward out of the turn. Yeah, good girl. Like this is more your working trot, right? You got to think that she's got to cover that ground and try to not let her be sticky behind.
Yeah.
Good. And then push the trot out here. Super. Good. Keeping the activity. And then just a little rebalance as she comes into the corner down here. Right leg is going to drop back. Take a little working turn on the forehand in the trot. Yeah, good girl. Good. And then you're going to go across your diagonal out of your working turn on the forehand here. So now you're looking across. Right leg drops back. Good job. And then both legs forward. Ask for a little bit bigger trot. There. Good, Julia. Good. And your little working turn on the forehand through this corner. Left leg drops back, right leg forward. Super. And then now right leg or left leg forward, push her out again. Super. Little working turn here. Good. And then push the trot out again. Yes. Good girl. Good, Julia. Really nice there. Super. Good. And then your little working turn. Down your next long side, you're going to think about pushing that trot out again. There you go. Good. Good. Left leg drops back, and now left leg comes forward, and go, go, go. Good girl. There you go. Super. That's your trot. Good job. And then her pole is still at the highest point, right?
Yeah.
Good. And then now you're going to make a big circle between both your trot or your pole sets. And as she comes off the rail for the circle, now think a couple steps of leg yield off of the left leg. Watch the hand that they aren't pulling the shoulder over. It's really got to come from the leg here. Good job. Good. Good. And then a couple steps over again off of the left leg. Little weight to the outside. Over, over. Good. Keep the power. Keep the push. Yes, good girl. Stay on your circle. This time between your two pole sets, you're going to change directions to the right on a 20-meter circle. So it's left leg pushing haunches out, out, out. Good. Now left leg comes forward. Right leg drops back and push her off of the right leg here. There. Really think about the flexion this direction. And that she's bending around that right leg. So now on this circle, you're going to really think about closing your right leg against her and saying, come on, I know, just take a little bit of weight on that left hind there. Good girl. Good, Julia.
Good job.
Super.
Good job.
Good. And then now a little more activity. Come. Good.
Good.
There, super. Good. And then a couple steps off of the right leg again. So a little weight to the outside sits bone. Right leg drops back. Ah, good girl. Super. And then down your long side here. Good. That's better there in your upper body. Keep the bend here. So there she kind of leaned. You feel how she kind of pushed in with her rib cage?
Uh-huh.
Good. Then push her back out. Super. Good. And then you're going to let her come to the walk and take a short walk break. Really think about pushing her off of that right leg here into the walk. Hands out in front. Good girl. Let her have a long range. Super.
Good job.
So think today that we're not necessarily focusing on the collection side of it. Okay, we're thinking like we want to keep that big open step where she feels like she can really push and swing through her lower back, and she's not, having to load that hind end like a crazy amount or shuffle with the hind feet, right? So when she does that and she kind of like tippy toes with the hind end, she's not really tracking up with the hind legs, and that's where she looks a little bit of that like short step, right? So the minute you come into a corner or onto the circle, you almost have to think about riding a little bit harder through that turn, okay? So that means like the outside leg is going to be a little forward to the right, so you catch the shoulder, and that right leg is, going to drop back a little bit and say, no, you can't lean on me through the turn here. You got to bend a little bit more around my right leg through that rib cage.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to let her have like a nice little walk lap here. And then all we're going to do is we're going to start with your walk pulls, okay? And you're going to kind of just figure eight almost the walk pulls. So if you start to the right, you're going to come walk through those, and then right after turn to the left, and then come through off of the left and turn to the right, okay? In the walk, think about keeping the activity. When she gets to the pulls and like a couple steps out, You're going to close the leg around her so that she keeps the step, because we want her to keep pushing through the poles. We don't want her to slow the walk tempo down, right?
Right.
So she's got to keep that forward step in the walk. Okay?
Okay. Hello. Thank you.
Yeah, just let her catch her breath here. Let her think on that for a second. She doesn't look quite as stiff as yesterday. How does she feel today? Yeah, okay.
She definitely feels more willing to go.
Yeah.
It's not
that's
as
kind of what
like,
it looks like.
ouch, yeah.
Right. Okay. Good. So as she's gonna walk through this next short side, you're gonna shorten her back up into your working walk, and then you're gonna start your pole exercise. Okay?
Okay. Let's go. Good girl.
Good. And then even in the walk to the right, kind of through each of your turns, think about pushing her off of the right leg a little bit more. She's really got to step underneath through that to that midline of her body with that right hind.
Gotcha. Good girl.
There you go.
Good girl.
Good. So now if this is the tempo of your walk, when you make your turn onto center line, I want you to pretend like you're just walking your center line, okay? As if you were coming down for your center line in your test, but you're just doing it at a walk right now, okay?
Okay.
Good. So then activity here. Good. Now she has to go straight over the middle of them. Keep the walk. Good girl. And then look to the left. Super.
Good girl.
Now pushing her off of the left leg a little bit. Think just maybe an inch shorter in the rein.
Okay.
Okay. Mostly so that when she puts her head up, your inclination isn't to pull your hands down to your thighs. Okay.
Gotcha.
I want you to think about keeping the hands out in front of the saddle there. Good. Now eyes up, look straight through the poles. Good girl. Good. And then turn to the right. You're going to come through the walk poles one more time off of each rein.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to move to our trot poles before we put everything together. Okay. So now think here, pushing her off of the right leg, getting the right hind underneath of her body a little bit, and thinking about the flexion through her neck. We don't want her counter flex yet coming to the poles. There you go. Good. Good. That's good there in your upper body. Good girl. And then turn left. Now push her off of the left leg, shape her around like your pretend little 10-meter circle there. Good. And then you're going to turn to the right after the poles. Good girl. Good. And then you feel there how she really lifts up her back over those poles, and it's like more of a step over it, right? So we want to think that she keeps the step. Now you're going to push her off of the right leg, and then you're going to ask her to step into the trot. You're going to go all the way around, so you're going to come through your trot poles going the opposite direction of how you did the walk poles.
Okay.
Okay, and you're going to figure eight your trot poles. Yeah. Now push her off. Watch the upper body doesn't lean there, right? So when she does that and she sticks her head in the air, try not to let your upper body lean at her.
Okay.
Think about sitting up and adding a little bit more leg. Close your right. Yeah, good. Come. Good girl. Good. And then now you're going to look for your trot pulls and just give yourself enough space coming into them so it's not too tight of a turn here. Closing the right leg, looking over that right shoulder, keep the bend in the right elbow. After the pulls, you're going to turn left. So now legs are even. Good girl. Turn left, push her off of the left leg. And you can keep your whip in whatever hand it's in because we'll just kind of keep changing directions here for a sec, okay?
Gotcha.
Okay, and then give yourself enough space here. Left leg on, right leg is back just to catch the haunches from swinging. Better turn there. You're going to turn right. You
Good
feel that
girl.
it's a little bit smoother,
Better.
right? And then it makes
Yeah.
it so that she's not like scrunching up and having to chip in that last step before the first pull.
Right.
Good. So now right leg, really bend her. Bend her around the right leg. Bend. Yes, better turn there. Good girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. And then turn left.
Good girl. Much better.
Super. Yeah, right? Because then she's not short stepping into it. Yeah. You can actually keep the same tempo and you give her a second to get on that line. We don't want to think jumper turns here, right? We want to make it a nice, easy approach for her. Left leg, bending. Good girl. You're going to turn right after the pulls.
Good girl.
Super. Good girl. Now really push her off of the right leg. Stretch tall through that right side of your rib cage here. Good. This time you're going to come through your trot pulls. You're going to make your walk transition and out over your walk pulls. Bending. Good. Super. And then sit, walk.
Good girl.
Good. Super.
Good girl, Sophie.
Push her off the left leg.
Good job.
And then back to your trot. Don't let her lean. And go. Go. Yes, good girl. Good.
Good girl.
Super. Now do that off of the left. Think about right after she comes over that last trot pull that the hands are out in front so you're not pulling her into the walk, right? Stretch up a little through your upper body and sink through your seat bones into the saddle for the walk.
Okay.
Okay. Bending. Good girl. Super. Keeping the power. 2, 3, 4, and walk. Good girl.
Good mare.
Super.
Good job,
and then
Girly
one
Pop.
more off of each direction. Push her off the right leg to the
Good.
top. Yes, there you go.
Much better.
Good girl.
She
Keep the
feels
bend
a lot
here.
better
Keep the
today.
bend. Yeah, way better, right? Like she's just more prompt to the transition itself.
Yeah.
Good. No lower in the pole than that. Good job with your hands. I like this position much better. Bending, looking, bending. Yes. Good job. And then now you're going to think about sinking. Yeah, good girl.
Sophie. Good girl.
Bend and trot. Good girl. Super. Now think here, hands are up in front of the saddle, not letting them come down. Yeah, there you go. Make her show the fancy trot, right?
Yeah.
Try not to pull her into the, yeah, there. Good girl.
Yep.
Super. Bending, looking. Good. And then now she's straight, legs are even. And the walk. Good girl.
Good job, Sophie.
Good. And then pat her and let her walk for a sec. Turn to the right. Super.
Good job, Mama.
Really good.
Yes,
So
good job.
the biggest change that you have to think of in your position is when I first met you guys, the hand was kind of like low and a little bit braced because she wants to lean
Yeah.
on you and pull, right? So now we have to get you a little bit more comfortable with not putting your hands up sky high, but just carrying them a little bit more out in front of the saddle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now she's lifting more in her wither. She's gotten a lot stronger over her top line. You have to allow for her to like keep coming up underneath of you, right? And if you're pulling down, then you're fighting that a little bit and you're almost pulling her into the frame and not allowing her to step through from the hind end to your hand. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're going to do this flip-flopped. You're going to do your walk to your trot pulse. Okay. Still, so off of the right leg, when she's coming from the right, I still want you to think about asking for a little bit more bend through her body there, okay? So the right leg might kind of have to give her a little bump and say, no, like if I put pressure on and I close that leg, that's the answer. So you're going to keep your whip in your right hand, and when she doesn't respond, you're going to give her just a little touch behind your right leg, okay?
Gotcha.
Okay. And then same thing for the walk pulls. Give yourself enough of an approach. Even if that means you go all the way to the short side, don't rush it, right? Think about the walk being really good quality here. Now think about the shape around that right leg. And if she listens, then you don't have to tap. But if she pushes in against you, I want you to give her that little tap behind your right leg. So now you're going to be thinking hands up and out in front here, right? So you're not pulling her down. Yeah. There you go. And then I want you to think right after the last walk pull that you lighten your seat and allow her to step up into the trot.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and trot. Come, go, 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 go. Yeah. So there, you lost a little of the attention, right? She found whatever she was excited about. So now you're going to trot all the way down your long side, or halfway down your long side, and then back to your walk. So activity, come, bigger, 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 bigger. Yeah. There you go. Now settle into your walk. Good. Stay strong through your core into that downward transition. Try not to like slouch your lower back. Does that make sense?
Gotcha.
So you're kind of wanting to sit and kind of slouch a little against her. And I want you to think sit up and sink into your seat. Does that visual make sense a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. So now think here. Yeah. Good walk here. I like the hand position. Now, right after that last white pull, you're going to think trot because it comes quick. Ready? Go. Come.
There, good girl.
There
good
you
girl.
go. Good.
Job,
Turn right. Shape her. No leaning. Yeah, now make a little 10-meter circle here and really push her off of that right leg because you can feel that she wants to really lean in, right? And your right hand still kind of wants to pull that shoulder over. So now exaggerate, push her off of it. Stay on your circle for a second. Now think about bringing your right elbow back and bringing your nose around to your right leg. And then tap her here. Come. Get her off of that right leg. Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
There we go.
Good girl. Good. Yes. Now push her off of it. Off of the right leg. Over. Yes. There you go. And then forward. Good. There you go. Good. Keep the trot for a sec. That's fine. It's more important, right, that if you skip the pulls for a second, that you have a better trot and better shape in your body. There you go. Now you're going to make your walk transition. Think hands up and out, and then tall core to your walk. Yes, that's more of your transition. Okay.
Yeah.
So you feel how your hands are like you give her somewhere to go, right? You're still riding the downward transition as a forward thinking movement. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Now take a deep breath here. Soften your lower back. Good girl. Good. Good. And now the trot. Go.
Good girl.
Yep. Super.
There you go. Good job, Mama.
Good. Now you're going to make your 10-meter trot circle left on this next long side.
Okay.
Good. Left leg on. Yeah, that's way better. Yeah, good,
Yeah.
Julia. Better trot too, yeah? Think about, like, trust your
girl.
hands a little bit. Your hands have gotten a lot quieter, so trust that you can carry them up and out in front of you a little bit more.
Yeah.
There you go.
Girl. Good girl.
Yes. And then back at the rail, you transition to your walk. Grow taller through your core into the walk. Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
Super. Way better, yeah? So when you come into that walk, you don't want to think about like kind of rounding your lower back. I still want you to stay really tall through that part of your core, right? You got to be strong there. And kind of, if she's pulling against you, try not to let your hand and your back drop into her, because now you're creating more of a driving seat in that instance, okay?
Gotcha.
When you kind of round your lower back and drop back with your shoulders, it's actually driving her forward more, okay?
Gotcha.
There you go. Good. Deep breath here. Let her walk through it. Yes. And the trot.
Good girl.
Good girl. Super. Turn right. And then you're going to do that 10-meter circle to the right again. Same idea. Think that the left hand is even with the right hand. You're looking over your right shoulder. You got to look hard in that 10-meter circle. Yes. Way better. Good girl. One more 10-meter circle.
Man, there you go.
Right leg
There
bump,
you
right
go.
leg bump. Push her over, over. Yes, yes. Good girl. Good. And then the walk. Good. Okay, this time you're going to go walk, trot, turn left, left lead canter, circle around your trot poles in the left lead canter.
Okay.
Okay. So it's going to come quick. So try to keep your brain thinking one step ahead of where she's at, just like you would in your dressage test. Okay. Just like your letter markers where you got to pick up the canter at the mark. Okay. Good walk here. Stay soft. Good. Let her anticipate the trot now.
Yes, good there.
Good girl. Turn left. And out of the turn, left lead canter.
Yay, Sophie!
Yeah, super.
Good girl!
Good.
Good job!
Super, super. Now allow a little bit in the left elbow. Allow for the canter to cover ground. Yes, there you go. Good, Julia. And then back to the trot. 10-meter circle into your walk. Looking around hard over that left shoulder. Keep looking, keep looking, keep looking. Yes. Good. And then stretch up into the walk. Good girl.
Good girl,
Good.
Sophie.
And then now
Good
you're
job,
going to repeat
honey.
that to the right. So it's going to be super important that you get that bend around your right leg. Okay? Good girl. Now looking, shaping. Good in the upper body.
Okay, thank you.
Right leg. Yeah. So the right leg, your right leg is having to like really go to work, right? That's the one that you got to kind of keep quick on now. There you go. Now let her anticipate the trot. Now.
Good girl.
Yes, super. Turn right and then out of the corner, right lead canter. Shape, and canter.
Good, yes. Sophie. Good
Super.
job.
20-meter canter circle. Now allow with that inside hand, right? Don't hold her there. Allow.
Yeah.
Allow. Allow. Yes, Julia. Excellent. Good job. And then back to the trot. 10-meter trot circle. Easy. Excellent there with your upper body. Look hard over the right shoulder. Right leg closing. Push her over. Over. Yeah. Good girl. And then into your walk. Super. Let her walk and
Good
pat her.
mare.
Big pat.
Fabulous.
Yeah, super.
Oh my goodness.
So when she does that sort of thing, it's like, yep, that's the answer. We take a break, right? Yep,
Yeah,
that's the answer.
yeah.
We take a break, and make it like tell her everything that is good about her whole life. Okay.
Yeah.
Like you gotta
Yeah.
make it. I mean, you're good about talking to her, but make it like yes. That's
Very
exactly
clear.
what
Yeah.
we wanted, right? Yeah.
And like trying to be super quiet
Yep.
and me. She's like, okay, yes. I'm not going to
Yes.
touch you. I'm not going to bother you. You're doing it.
So you've
Good
got
job,
to
Mama.
start trusting a little bit and letting go of that inside rein to allow for the canter. Like she's going to have a big canter, right? She's a big horse that has a big stride. So if you're holding a little in the right rein, she's really not going to be able to be like, boom, step through, boom, step through, boom, step through, right?
Right.
You really got to say like, okay, I have to follow. I got to allow for that because she's coming up so much in her wither and her pole that now she's going to like sit and make a big ground covering stride, right? Yeah. Okay. So we're going to let her walk through this long side, and then we're going to basically do that same exercise one more time. Okay. In that turn to the right, I still want you being very like through your turn after the trot poles. Pretend like you're going to make that 10-meter trot circle. Okay.
Okay.
She's still just a teeny. I mean, the transition is prompt, but she still is a little bit stiff in that right bend, right? So exaggerate it a little bit and say like, "Yep, nope, I really want you off that right leg. Really want you off that right leg." Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Good, Mama. Good.
So you're gonna start to pick her up in the walk. You're gonna make like a nice 15-meter circle down there. Don't rush getting to the poles, but start to think off of this direction. Like there's your upper body. Now make your 15-meter circle and look over that right shoulder. Like pretend that you're looking for the judge on center line, right? You got to keep your chin up without turning, like you're twisting in your body, but say, come on, you got to get off of that right leg a little bit there. There you go.
There.
And then think about the hands being a little up in front now. Yeah. There you go. Good. And then look for your poles. Good. Nice walk here. Good girl. Lots of swing, right? You can feel those hips really swinging. Good girl. And to the trot now. Yes. Good girl. Left. Oh, sorry. Turn right. And right lead canter.
Good girl. Yes.
Super. Okay, now make your big circle. Think tall through the right side of your rib cage, following in the right hand. And think hands up and out in front. Let her go get it. Yep. There you go. Yes. Good, Julia. And back to your trot.
What a girl.
Good girl. 10-meter circle right in the trot. Look over hard that right shoulder. Right leg says, come over. Yeah, and then to the walk. Good.
Good job, sister. Good job.
Good. And then looking for your walk poles. Right leg on still so she doesn't fall to the right.
There you go. That's all right.
Yeah, good. And settle. Take your deep breath. Soft elbows. Good girl. Good. And the trot. Yes, good. Turn left. And left lead canter out of the turn. Think sit tall, not collapsing.
Good girl, yeah.
Super. Now hand
Yes,
up and out, up and out. Yeah, there you go. Now see how much more she comes up with her pole?
yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Girl.
Good. And then your trot. 10-meter circle. Look over that left shoulder.
There you go.
There.
There you
Good.
go.
Good. And then you're going to go to the walk. You're going to walk through your short side, skip your poles, out of your corner, coming towards me. You're going to go trot, pick up left lead canter on a 20-meter circle. There you go.
There. Good girl.
And the trot.
Yes. Good.
Good. And then turn to the left on a circle. Big circle around your poles and pick up left lead canter.
All right. Come on.
Push her off. Push her off. Off the left leg. Off the left leg. And
There.
go. Yeah, good. Okay, now you don't have to open the steps so much, but just think about keeping the pole up. Strong through that left side of your body. Yeah. Good girl. Keep it. Keep it. Keep it. Good. You're going to keep the canter, come between your trot poles with a trot transition across the middle of your pole line. So now you're looking, 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 looking.
Good girl.
Good, good, good. Now think trot. Change to the right. Right lead canter. Ready, go. Change the bend and go. Yes.
Good, good.
Good. And then nice big canter circle to the right. There's your hands. Good job. Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Keep it. Keep it.
Yep.
Keep it. Keep
Oh,
it.
you are
she's
not.
keeping. Keep her going. Keep her
There.
going. Keep her
Trot.
going.
Trot.
Yeah.
Good
And
girl.
then canter.
Good.
Yes.
Good. Very nice.
Good. And then 20-meter circle. Ready? Turning. 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 Yes, Julia. Good job. Good. And then you're going to come back through your poles, change directions to the left one more time, and pick up left lead canter. Good with your upper body there. Yes. There. Now think downward. Turn left, left lead canter.
Good, Sophie.
Yeah, super.
Good there.
Good girl. And then through your poles, trot transition across that center line and one more right lead. There you go. You got it. You got it. And trot, push her off the right leg and right lead canter. Yes.
Good there. Good there.
Good. And then nice 20-meter circle, back to your trot, and then a big pat and a walk. There you go.
Good job, Sophie.
Good.
Good job.
And then your walk. Tall into the walk, hands out in front. Yeah, good girl. Pat.
Really pop.
Yeah,
Look
super.
at you. Oh my goodness.
Now we're putting okay, how quick are you to the eighth, right? But if you
Right,
don't have the bend and you don't have the shape, she's going to pop the shoulder and pick up the counter lead, right?
Yeah.
So super
Good
important.
job.
That's why I'm really getting you to try and start to think about what are your legs doing. Yeah?
Yes.
Like the leg position becomes super, super important. If you're back constantly pushing her off of that right leg, she's going to keep falling and falling and falling and falling, right? And that left lead change is going to be really hard because she's just falling to the outside, right?
Right.
Yeah, super, super. Really, really, really good. Good girl.
And
Yeah,
she
I
was
mean,
tired while she moved. Look at
I
you, you're
know,
so
I
talented.
know. What little girlfriend didn't realize is I don't take walking and stopping to poop for an
Yeah.
answer.
Oh man.
Jay tried that shit on me a handful of times early on, and I was like, "Oh no, brother, that don't work.
Absolutely not.
Sorry, friend, not today, not ever with me." Good girl.
Good job,
Good. We're gonna let her
Sophie.
finish with that because that was fantastic. Super, super good.
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay,
Good
so
mare.
I will be very curious and excited to see how she feels at our fall or our lesson the following week.
Yeah.
So I think what we should maybe do is let's plan for you guys. Shut the fuck up. Oh my god. Okay, so I think next Monday. So okay, if you want to do a braiding lesson, what are do you want to like see braids done? Do you want to practice a braid on her?
I
I was just trying to think about how to do that.
Yeah, I think I want to practice on her, or maybe even just watch you, because I know you were talking about there was some kind of braid that you can do with like longer mane that still kind of looks like
Yes.
the
So
kind of the button braids almost.
what I was actually going to ask, I was going to ask Sharon if she would mind if I used her older mare Addie because Addie has a long mane.
Nice.
I don't have a horse with a long enough mane to do that anymore. But
Yeah.
I think Sharon would be fine. And basically, what I would do is just kind of, I think I have my Peebo here. So I would just like prop you up on like my Peebo and like
Perfect.
put you in there. And then you could kind of watch me braid Addie. And then if you're
Yeah, and
at
I
the
can.
barn, then you could practice. Or you can watch me do her. And then you can try it on Sophie and video yourself and send it to me.
Perfect. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Record me doing it so I can go see things watch along whenever I do it.
Sorry, say that again.
See, yeah, that sounds great. I can Monday. Yeah, because we'll be coming, well, for Monday, it depends on what time we get back from the vet, because I probably wouldn't make a second trip out here. But yeah, even if you just, like, even if I'm at home, I'll watch you do
So
it, and then I can record you do it. And then when I'm out at the barn, I can watch the video and, yeah, record myself and send it.
perfect. Okay, so I think let's maybe plan to have you watch me do her on Monday.
Perfect.
And we can kind of do that as our little lesson, and then let me mull over an idea for Tuesday.
Yeah.
One thought I had is I thought about maybe setting my Pivo up. I'm supposed to have a lesson with Janice on checks tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
And I thought maybe we could do kind of like we were doing over the winter, but go
Yeah.
like you could kind of watch my ride with checks tomorrow.
Yeah. That would be great.
Okay. I just need to remember to charge my Peebo. Okay, I will try to do that tonight, and I actually just have to remember to bring it out with me in the morning, honestly. So let's plan for that on Tuesday. If we have to audible, then we'll audible. How does that sound?
Okay. Sounds
Yeah.
good.
But yeah, so I will see Sharon tomorrow. I'll talk to, I don't think Sharon's going to care. She's not going to care at all. I'm not going to like leave the braids in, but I just, obviously
Yeah.
before I like start braiding her horse, I just want to make sure she's okay with that.
Yeah.
But that would be kind of because that would be a good mane for you to watch